Land back. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Lamb back.
Oh, all right. Good morning, Chief Afeni.
Lamb back, Chief Afeni. Lamb back, Chief Solimar.
Land back. Good morning, y'all. I'm so happy to be here. How you feeling, Fatih?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I've been so excited for this book trap. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Oh,
Yes.
good morning, Toriel. Good morning, Land
Good
back.
morning, Lamb back, Chief Teray. Yeah. How are you feeling, Chief Ade?
I'm feeling great. I have been loving this book so far. I'm really excited to bring the Samora Machel work out to the people. Oh, make sure that you like and share as you are coming into the room, y'all.
Good morning,
Land
Chief
back.
Fiona. Good morning, Chief Sa. Lamb back.
Oh, good morning, Chief I. Good morning, Chief Watakame.
Lamb
Grand
back, Raz.
Rising.
Good morning. Yes, remember to like and share, share, share. Share, share, share is one word in Black Hammer. We all know that word.
Share. Get this into your favorite Facebook groups. Welcome, everybody.
Land back, Chief Indu.
Land
Good
back,
morning.
Sergeant Bear. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yes.
Drop a share in the comments once you've shared this. Gotta get this political education to our people. Nice
Ooh,
cup of
yes.
tea.
Yes, I had my tea this morning. I
Mm-hmm.
had to make sure that my Vanguard Laboca was in good shape for today.
Exactly. What tea you been on lately? I'm real big on peppermint this week.
I like chamomile with a lot of sugar.
Uh, heavy on the sugar. Good
Heavy.
morning, Chief Isma.
Land back, Chief Frederico. Good morning. Good morning, Chief Ismat.
Land back, Admiral. Good morning. I'm
Land
excited
back,
too.
Admiral. Same here. My brother, I am so excited.
Yes, I love this new opening as well. Make sure you share it. I want as many people to see this new opening as possible.
Yes, land back, Chief Amalicha. We are always upping the production level. It is amazing what colonized brilliance can do.
Land back. Make sure as you are coming in that you like and share this. Share this to as many groups as possible. We're trying to get the people up this morning, up and excited.
Yes.
Yes, keep sharing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I love to see all these shared. Yes. Even got the red
Ooh.
for sharing. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Y'all need to share. All right, loving to see all these beautiful hammers up in the room.
All right. I think we can go ahead and let's get started, Chief Ade. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Unity. All right, go right ahead, Chief Fatih.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Land back, y'all. My name is Chief Fatih. I represent the Yoruba nation of Africa, but all of Africa, and my pronouns are they, them.
Land back. Grand Risings, everyone. My name is Chief Ade. I represent the nations of Africa and Turtle Island, and my pronouns are they and she. And we are so happy to be here this morning. We are really excited to introduce to everybody our newest book for the Revolutionary Book Trap, Chief Hati.
It is by Samora Machel, an African revolutionary.
Mhm. And this morning we are going to be going through the first and second chapters. So we are really excited to get started.
Yes,
But before we do,
I was going to say there's a lot. There's a lot to get through. It's going to be
mhm,
fun.
there is a lot to get through, and I am so excited. But before we do, I want to make sure that we get into what's really important here, our fundraising. We are trying to build a city, y'all. We are building a city, Hammer City, a city for all colonized people to come together and be free from coronavirus, free from colonizers, and most importantly, free from cops and rents. So make sure that you hop into our Cash App and our Venmo. That is hashtag Build Hammer City and at Build Hammer City. Let's hop into the comments. Let's see who's got a couple donations for Hammer City.
Yeah, y'all, it is important that we do this. Hammer City is so important to our liberation, to the liberation of the masses. I mean, the opportunity to rebuild a society in which no one lives at the expense of another. Y'all, shit, like, donate, donate. Hammer City is my retirement plan. Hammer City is my 401k.
Period. Oh, I see we got $10 for Hammer City, $50 in reparations for Hammer City this morning.
Oh,
Ooh,
good. Get that reparations. Yes.
ooh, another 20 in reparations. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Keep that coming. Oh, $5. Let's go.
Keep it
Y'all trying to
coming.
get Hammer City built this morning.
Yes, yes. We needed built
Hmm.
yesterday. Keep those donations going, y'all.
And Chief, what's our goal this morning? So everybody knows.
Yeah, let me just check. I believe the goal is let me
$300, I believe,
three
correct?
$300. You are absolutely correct. So let's get to $300. That's
Oh, I see.
nothing.
We got another 25 reparations, 10 from Chief I.
Thank you,
I
Chief
got
I.
Oh, 10 from Chief Yabe, another 44 in reparations. You always good for reparations, girl. Thank you so much.
Always. Thank you. Chief
$10 from Chief
Federico.
Federico.
Yes.
Ooh, 15 from Admiral Shagun. Thank you so
Mofe
much.
Owo Shagun. Thank you. Yes. Give us the money.
Lamb back. Who else has got a donation for Hammer City? Who else has got some donations towards their liberation this morning?
Let's see them coming.
Mm-hmm.
I bet by the time this first read that back is done, we already got the money. Let's keep it coming, y'all.
Oh, that's so easy. We always going above and beyond. Oh.
Oh, we're having a Yoruba thing here. Yes, we are going to go above and beyond because hammers do that. Vanguard Tings. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Vanguard Tings only. And for those who are just hopping in, we are fundraising for Hammer City. So please, that is hashtag Build Hammer City on Venmo. That is at Build Hammer City. Go ahead and skip your boba tea this week. Put it towards your liberation. It's worthwhile.
It is. No Starbucks for me, no boba. All it
Mhm.
is Hammer City, Hammer City, Hammer City.
Period. For me, I had to say no to cookout this week, but it's so worthwhile, especially when my liberation is on the line.
So
I'm trying
close
to get to
to.
Hammer City this summer.
Same. We are close, closer than y'all believe. It is amazing. Um, I can't
Oh,
wait to build.
50 more
Ooh.
dollars. Let's go.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Comrade Executive from Reparations Corps. Yes.
Hmm. That's right. No tribal divisionism up in this.
Right.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
Right. Right. We are all for Africans. We all are African, and Africa is our land. Yes. Thank you, Chief.
Hmm.
Admiral.
All right. Who else has got a donation for Hammer City before we get into this? Because I do want to talk about who Samora Machel is and really introduce this leader to all of us who have really just introduced to this book because not everybody has read an African revolutionary before. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
we
see.
know
What
these.
other donations do we got?
Y'all, let's keep that money flowing. I don't have a cute dog to show you, but
Oh,
yes, ten
$10
dollars
more.
more.
Thank you so much. Who else has got 10 more dollars towards Hammer City?
Just
Who
ten
else has
more
got 10
dollars.
more? Y'all, you know you got food at the house. Skip Dunkin' this morning. Put it towards your liberation.
All right, y'all. Come on, $5. $5. Just $5 more.
I think we can do it. I know we can, as a matter of fact. Who could
Anybody?
put $5 more? There it
Yes,
is.
Chief.
Land back.
Thank
Oh,
you
and
so
Chief
much.
Ama.
And Chief
Thank you.
Amalicha. Thank you. Yes.
See, Vanguard things only. We asked for
Always.
5 and we got 10. Always exceeding expectations. All right. Oh, $10 more. Thank you so much, comrade.
Ooh, and we got another $10 more.
See?
Vanguard Tings. Thank you. All right, let's jump into this book trap trivia.
Hmm. So, for those who don't know, Chief, all right, so Samora Machel was the leader of which revolutionary movement in Mozambique? So go ahead and drop in the comments. So, A is Mozamlib, B, Mozambicans for the People, C, Frelimo, and D, the MPLA. So go ahead and drop in the comments what you think that answer is. And Chief Fatih, for those who don't know, can you introduce Samora Machel for everybody, please?
Yeah, Samora Machel was a revolutionary leader. Don't want to give too much away, but really discussed how the process of freeing the African, or excuse me, freeing the Mozambique people, understanding what the um, true contradictions were, and wanting to end that and end the just kind of Africanization of these ridiculous systems to um,
Hmm.
um, yeah, the Africanization of these ridiculous systems so that we could have true liberation.
Exactly. He really laid out for us what we're attempting to do with our Hammer City project, what we're going to do with Hammer City, which is really bringing a truly new world. And in abandoning the colonial system, we also have to abandon the non-revolutionary values that we held onto before the colonizers even came onto us. All right, let's see who's got the answer here. I see a couple mixed answers, one B, one A,
We've got B, we've got A,
a lot of
C,
C's. Oh,
C,
and a correction
C.
there. I read the question wrong. It's C.
I see y'all. I
I
see it. I
oh,
see it.
I hope we're
Okay.
not getting to the spot where y'all just putting the answers because other comrades did. Are y'all answering because you read?
Oh, yes, that
Yes.
answer is C. Free limo.
Mm-hmm. Land back. And so we're going to get into who Frelimo is, when they were founded, and what it really meant to the people of Mozambique and really the people of Africa and all colonized people who have a desire to be liberated.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, y'all don't forget to like and share because we're about to get into it. And everybody, um, um, this is just going to be great political education for this Sunday morning. I'm telling y'all.
It really is. Nothing better on a Sunday morning. All right, let's get into our first Read That Back. Land back. So this Read That Back comes from page 11 in the PDF. In short, for the latter, nationalists who are not entirely satisfied with colonial power as it is foreign, the final aim of the struggle would be, in fact, to Africanize exploitation. So they reject our revolutionary ideology, just as they particularly reject the changes of outlook and behavior we demand, which they claim have no bearing on the fight against colonialism. That is a reactionary standpoint that jeopardizes the nature and the purpose of the struggle. Land back. And so my next Read That Back, just to connect them all together. When working, we must always bear in mind that power belongs to the people, that we are all equally oppressed, humiliated, sold, exploited, and massacred, and that we are brothers of the same class with one purpose, to serve the people. This is the basis of our unity, the starting point for our democracy. And so I really chose those two read that back specifically because the first part really exposes like those reactionary forces, those sellouts who exist within our own nations. Their ultimate aim isn't really to create a completely new society, but to integrate themselves into the existing one, which we see is failing, which we see is not serving the people, which we see is only serving to exploit us. It is only through that unity that is noted in that second part of the read that back. That's our second principle of unity, that we all are equal, that we're able to overcome this. But we really have to be aware of those sellouts within our community because, like you laid out, Chief Ati, attempting to Africanize a colonial system doesn't make any sense. You can put a bow on a pig, but it's still a pig at the end of the day. So, like, we have to create something completely new that's going to liberate our people and serve the interests of the masses. But I'm getting into it. So, go ahead. What do you think about it?
Oh my goodness, you are absolutely right. I fully unite, Chief Ade. I love being able to listen and learn from you. And you're right. I mean, when you think about the salads that we've had to demonstrate this, right? Barack Hussein Obama was excuse me, not nearly. He was only the black satin glove over the American iron fist. Barack Hussein
Mm-hmm.
Obama was nothing more than a sellout who, on stolen land, also wanted to perpetrate a pipeline to further, destitute the indigenous people of Turtle Island. And
Mm-hmm.
because he did not understand or does not have the unity that as we do in this organization of all colonized people, right? I understand that my oppression in Turtle Island is linked to the oppression back on the motherland, which is linked to the oppression back on Asia,
Mm-hmm.
which is linked to the oppression in Pachamama, because we understand it was those cave beasts who left the shores of Europe to only further themselves and pervert society as we
Exactly.
saw it. Yeah, I fully unite.
Yeah, full unity with everything you just laid out. Like these cave beasts came, and really all they were bringing was their unwashed legs and low moral values to our forward moving societies. It is through that understanding that we have to understand like when we are trying to Africanize the system that they have brought to us, all we are doing is taking a unprincipled unity with colonization. Your actions have to reflect what it is that you believe. And if you believe that the system that you are under is a denigrated one, like you have to create something completely new. And yes, it's more work, but that is the revolutionary way forward that Mozambique took. And yeah, whew.
Yo, I get into it when it comes to sellouts because I've taken a long time to go through this class suicide because I understand that my no matter how many shekels are thrown at me from the colony, no matter how much the plantation wants to offer me, it is
Mm-hmm.
not worth me selling out the liberation of the people. The reason why I love this book so much is because my father, who was born in direct colonialism, has taught me what it was like when the British literally ruled over his life, labor, land, and resource. And just
Mm-hmm.
a generation before, there was no British. And being in this organization to be able to have a moment to go back to my father and say, we did it. We did it.
Mm-hmm.
We have Hammer City. We are liberating lands all over the world, not just in Turtle Island, but in Pachamama,
Beautiful.
in Africa. To see
Mm-hmm.
that contradiction of colonialism overturned, it's just a beautiful feeling. And there's no amount of money that's gonna take that feeling away from me. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. And that's really the issue with sellouts is they're able to put a price on what we know is truly priceless, like control and dictatorship over your land, labor, lives, and resources is absolutely the ultimate goal. And being able to come back to our parents and demonstrate to them that colonialism is the shortest period in history, ah, nothing better.
Yes, Chihade. Chef's kiss.
All right. Up next, I really want to get into an audience read that back. So for all my hammers who are in the comments, please drop your read that bags. I want to see
Yeah.
what you are pulling away from this work.
The Africanization of our exploitation is a great face to sum up the colonial process of propping up those neo colonial sellouts within our nation. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because that is all they want to do is Africanize it, right? They want to put that black face, that African face in front of white power.
Exactly. And that's what we get across Turtle Island, and also like on the international stage. Like we have our Kamala Harris in the VP position. We have like, oh, it's our first black general in the Pentagon. We have like Keisha Lance Bottoms as the mayor of Atlanta. All jokes. None of them are serving to uphold or uplift African people. The only thing that they are doing is upholding and strengthening white power through giving them this legitimization, this liberal legitimizing of like, oh, like, see, now you can be a part of it too. You can kill your nation too. You can drop Jones too. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
Nothing less than full liberation for all Africans, all people, all colonized people everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we got to read that back. Can we pull that up? A given group can impose its interests and project its aims only if it controls the society, or in other words, rules that society. Ruling a society means organizing the society to serve the interests of the ruling group, imposing the will of this group on all other groups, whether they agree or not. With the passage of time, the ruling group makes the other groups regard its domination as the best, the fairest, and the wisest, and the one that corresponds to the interest of all. Turn that up. And that's why it's so important that we, the masses, have dictatorship over our lives so that we can be said given group that is able to project our needs onto the collective and collectively decide what those needs are and how best to address them. In the instance that they're talking about there, the Portuguese are so like, they were so insistent that not only were they best suited to rule, there was no other options that made sense, but that they were burdened with it. And like that was noted so many times within this first two chapters that they really like were leaning into this white man's burden. There's just nothing else we can do to free these backwards people. We have to bring you Christianity. We have to bring you lice. Like it's too much.
Full unity, Chief Ade, and just salute to you for that summation. And Chief Federico, thank you so much for that. Read that back. Yeah, it is. It is always their burden, right? They always seem that for whatever reason they need to be our saviors, when in fact in history it was us who saved them from the Black Plague,
Again and again.
over and over and over. And
And still, you see us at the front line telling everybody to wear KN95s. And then where is the white establishment leading the people to wear cloth masks on their face? Or even worse, just go out to Applebee's and just don't have a mask on. Do whatever the heck you wanted to do.
right, and that it is why it is so important that it is through our leadership that we build and we understand, the needs of the people. We are the poor working class. Like, it is so evident in the way that the colony is failing and everyone are doing dialectical things to move things forward, like moving money, not paying bills, this, that, and the other. So
Stop saving colonizers,
yes.
2021 and beyond. Let's pull up another Read That Back because I'm seeing some really great ones. This one from Chief Amma has got my eye. Secondly, forced labor was employed to build an elaborate irrigation system in preparation for the settlement of the Portuguese peasant farmers. The new scheme led to the dispossession of African farmers from the fertile river valley land and their displacement to the drier, more sandy soils of the interior. This seriously affected the well being of all the families as the production declined. So that's a part of the intro. And I feel like what's really important at that is when you lose dictatorship over your land, colonizers don't know how to do anything but exploit. So even like in their disgusting exploitation, they don't see the contradiction that they're creating. Like, you're starving the people who you are trying to force to work for you. Like, when we had dictatorship over our land, we're able to not only create productive forces that support the nation, that uplift us so we can trade, but that support us so that we can survive. And it's that disconnection, that lack of a connection to the land that colonizers have that really emphasizes like the need for our national liberation and for our dictatorship.
Full unity, Chief Ade. I mean, you saw it then, right, with the Portuguese, and you see it now here with the failing colony, a food structure that they have imposed, right, with now these liberal methods to, um, you know, um, uh, you know, deal with food scarcity. You cause the scarcity, right, and that is why it is important that we understand that. We want full self determination, right? That's why Black Hammer has a whole permaculture
Mhm.
department committee to
Mhm.
answer the failing colonial structures of food, of the base of a basic need that we need, that we have.
Mhm.
Yes, full unity.
And when we're stripped of that connection to our land and that dictatorship, we're totally stripped from the ability to even care for ourselves. And that's what colonizers want. And they always imposing solutions that don't really address the core of the issue. Let's get into the next read that back. Can you read this one, Chief Fati? I
I
think it
can.
is starts with the soldier.
Yeah. Okay. So it says the soldier who is away from production may forget his worker origin, his duty to serve the exploited masses, and may instead tend to behave like a petty armed despot and deploy his weapon to gain privileges for himself or serve the exploiting strata. High regard for manual labor also reflects the ideas of a new society we have built, where, in contrast to the exploitive society, manual labor is not regarded degrading and fit only for the ignorant. Lamb back. Yes. Yeah, this again has to go back to understanding, like having that unity with poor and poor working class to understand that it is like the masses are exploited simply because
Hmm.
colonizers have exploited them, right? And it's though it's the lens through those people, right? The unity that we have, the understanding that is how we uh, you know uh, build and lead, right? So yeah, I
Hmm.
full unity on that
Full
read that
unity
back.
with that. Yeah, I think like what really cinches it for me, exactly. Labor is not bad on its own. We just need control over it. And I feel like what has us as colonized people really like honoring those and looking up to like those who don't have to manually labor, it's because of the laziness and disconnection that settlers have with the land that like they don't manually labor because they don't know how to. That's why they have us doing it, because their only intent is to exploit, not to build, not to grow, not to have an actual existing like symbiotic relationship with it. Colonialism has what's disrupted our relationship to labor. Labor is beautiful, labor is good, labor is what sustains. And it's when we regain that relationship and regain again our dictatorship over our labor that we can begin to love it again. Right now, your disdain for labor is that everything you're doing is going to the colony. And so when we're able to pull back that dictatorship, we're then able to thrive and really understand like what it is to be free, what it is to be liberated, what it is to have that dictatorship. Okay, I like this one. I think this connects to it as well. This is from Admiral Shagun. The popular character of the power that is being built implies a genuine and profound democracy, such as has never been known in our country's history. And like power, democracy is not something abstract. If it is to be used and to be tangible, we must create conditions for it to come into effect. So, our second theme is a study of democracy, the new experience of our people enjoying for the first time. Finally, since people's democratic power is already practiced at our various centers, they provide a test bed for our experience, and broadcasting centers for our political line and its practical results. So we must indicate how our centers should fulfill this task and what are the essential preconditions for them to succeed in their historic role. And I feel like within Mozambique, when we saw like their demonstration of power being like existing within the systems that they built, I feel like was most clearly seen in the hospitals, where within the inpatient care and the outpatient care, all the people who worked within the hospitals were giving political education to the patients as well. So you had to understand that the labor and even the care that you were receiving is a result of the dictatorship of the poor and working class people. Being able to pull all of that back into also the democratic center to remind people that we're not going to Africanize the system, but build something totally new, which necessarily includes everybody's voice. Like, mm, go ahead. I'm rambling.
Yeah. Land back. No, full unity. I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, yes. Yeah. Yeah, full unity. And like Admiral Shagun said about the work that we do in our chapters, right? Going out to outreach, and handing out the mask and politically educating, whether we think so or not, the masses that we serve. And understanding that that it is coming together and building our own apparatuses. I mean, a SciTech committee that answers a question to a Missouri water crisis that the colony refuses to acknowledge. Not even refuses, just who cares, right? That's their
Hmm.
attitude. And so like, yeah, it is always something that like, yeah, it's always something that I think that is just important that we remember that, why we are out here to do this. So it is so that our the masses that we meet, that we investigate with, um, yeah, can also come into this revolution and build for themselves and understand what it means to have this
Hmm.
dictatorship. Yeah.
Exactly. We have to demonstrate to the masses that every system that they fear that they're going to lose if the colony goes away can be completely rebuilt in their image, completely rebuilt in a revolutionary way that doesn't exploit them, that builds them up. And we really saw that demonstrated within Mozambique. All right,
Right.
let's get into your read that back, Chief Fati. King and Queen of Class Suicide. You see it.
Yes, let me get into the read that back. All right. The tendency of certain comrades to hide the mistakes of those with responsibilities from the masses reflect a lack of political democracy and a lack of confidence in the masses. Power belongs to the working people. The political line reflects the interest of the mass of laborers, and the discipline is the watchdog that defends that line. It is therefore clear that the defense of our line and discipline is first and foremost the task of the masses of the people. Since this defense uh, is the defense of their lives. To entrust the masses with this task of to entrust the masses with this task of criticizing mistakes, deviations, and violations of our line and discipline is also to affirm that mistakes, deviations, violations, and crimes are first and foremost political acts which reflect either inadequate understanding of our line, of our line, or opposition to that line. Within this context, public criticism and denunciation provide political lessons that educate both us and those who contravene our line. Lamb back. I really loved just reading that. Discipline is the watchdog, the Achilles, y'all, the Achilles of
Hmm.
of our political line, and it is
And the
why,
kaiju.
and the and the kaiju, yes, of our political line, and we have to have that discipline of the political line that we go out to propagate to the masses, because we do have the masses' lives in our hand, and as we
Hmm.
do, as we do have the masses' lives in our hand, right, in the way that we interact with them at outreach, the way that we interact with them online, we need to make sure that we listen to what they have to say, right? We those criticisms that we
Period.
internalize from the masses. Without the masses, we cannot do the things that we do without that unity that and being in step with them.
Exactly. Like if we're calling ourselves servants of the masses and we're trying to build something that's completely new, then why is it that it would even be a possibility to not listen to what it is that they have to say? Like criticism and self-criticism is what builds and forges a hammer, and it's also what builds and forges a revolutionary movement. The only way that they were able to build and create systems that actually transformed and revolutionized the lives that they were living under colonialism, so they can get those like life expectancies above 30, so they can get the average birth rate, I think within the colonial period, was every 6 in 10 births the child would die. It was too much. Criticism and self-criticism was the only way forward to actually like show the people and demonstrate to them that they have always had the way forward, demonstrate to them that dictatorship should have always belonged to them, and that the colonial system that was brought to them has only existed to exploit. There was no burden on the white man's behalf. It was just their lie to justify all that they have and will steal, and they had to cut that off. And I feel like this really demonstrates that. Yes, I unite. The failing to self criticize is a lack of trust in the masses. It's a lack of faith in the collective to assist you in overturning your contradictions. That's the only way to push the work forward. It's a lack of faith of their ability to be free. Look, if you believe in our principles of unity, and that first one being like you deserve dictatorship over your land, lives, labor, and resources, then you believe the masses are smart enough to decide for themselves. They're grown, ain't they?
I
They
mean,
exist, don't they?
yeah, just like Chief Itza says, punto. You are absolutely right. Unity. We have to trust in the masses. Right, Chief Sut made a comment, without unity with the masses, we can't move a single step. Then what are we actually
Mm-mm.
doing this for? Right? What's the
That
point of this liberation?
Individualists serve ego. Like people who have unity with the colonies serve ego. I serve the masses. I'm a full-time servant to the masses. So everything I do is only in unity with them, in unity with their needs, in unity with what they have told me will benefit them and bring them closer to liberation. And that's it. And that's why you see the success of Black Hammer, because we listen. When you actually serving the people, they'll tell you exactly what it is that they need, when and what time.
Right, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I fully unite. Um, with that, I mean, it's every time we go out, we hear criticisms from the masses, even when we don't think that they're actual criticisms. When we are told that, when we have food and we are told that it's canned, and they're houseless, and that's a criticism. That's something that we, as revolutionaries, as cadres, should understand, that like not being in lockstep with them does not, it makes us move in individualist ways.
hmm We have to be prepared to make mistakes and go above and beyond with the solution. Exactly. I think Commander laid it out to us. It was during a rally like a couple Tuesdays ago. Like, if you're not having contradictions, it's because you're not acting. Nobody's expecting you to come into a situation and be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect revolutionary, but there's perfect practice, there's perfect effort, there's perfect love for the people. And if you have that, then you're willing and able to take on every criticism and say thank you, because now I'm better able to go forward and serve the masses. We have to be in lockstep with exactly what it is that they need. Otherwise, who are you serving? Who's your master? All right. I think we have a couple more. Oh, after this, I think we have another fundraising call. Excuse me.
Oh, more money, money, money,
Exactly.
money.
Love it, love it. I'm trying to get Hammer City built. I know we made a promise to the people that it's going to happen at the end of this summer, those first structures, and I'm ready. What is our goal again?
The
$300?
goal was $300, Chief.
Mm-hmm. And I know that we can do it. Help us to build Hammer City. We're building a city, everybody. It's going to be for all colonized people. It's going to have no cops, no Rona, no snow roaches, and most importantly, no rent. You can come and live and have dictatorship over your land. Know that your labor is not going towards white power, but going towards your people.
Chief, our financial advisor just advised us that we are $319. I think we should make that goal 400.
I unite. I mean, it's really easy because we're always serving Vanguard tanks to our people. So $319 already. Let's push it to 400. Who's got some reparations in the comments?
I know we can get reparations. I know y'all can forego that boba, like Chief Ade said, that
Mhm.
Starbucks. You don't need that subscription this month. You can go
No, you
without
don't.
Netflix this month and give us that 11.99.
Hello? Or that 444? Come on with the angel numbers. What I really want to see for everybody who's not able to donate, because I know that all of us who are watching here, we are poor working class people. I want you to share for every dollar that you wanted to give towards your liberation. Show me a share. You wanted to give $15? That's 15 shares on Facebook, 15 shares on Instagram, 15 shares on Twitter. Bring liberation to the people. Oh, $25 more in reparations. Let's go. Keep them coming. Another 25 in
We
reparations.
got Comrade Petunia, who sent 20 earlier, but they about to send another 10.
Okay, thank you so much, Petunia. Comrade Yellow Scarf with $20. Thank you so much,
Hey, thanks for coming
Comrade.
through, Comrade.
Another $20 in reparations.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Be on the right side of history. Give us those reparations and let us
Exactly.
have actual dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources.
It is the absolute least you can do. Wake on up and send them reparations in. Okay, I see we got 10 more dollars from Chief Teray. Thank you so much, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. We got a
We
Friday coming up. I know payday's coming. We've got
oh,
another $50 in
$50 in
reparations.
reparations. Let's go. Let's get these likes up too. Go ahead and throw a like when you're throwing a share. Make sure that you are getting this to as many people as possible. I like to wake people up with a little DM. Good morning. Here's the book trap. Little
Yes,
political
thank you.
education. Thank you. We got $3 towards our liberation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Soli Soli.
Always coming through. All right. Who else has got some more? Who else has got some more shares? Let me get a shared. Hashtag shared in the comments if you are able to share this political education far and wide. Like I said, if you aren't able to donate for every dollar that you wanted to get towards liberation, share it out. Make sure that somebody you know gets this. Okay, $40. Good morning.
Yes. Thank you so much. And yes, share this, right? I mean, we need to reach as many
Share it to
people as we
20
can.
groups.
Yes, share it. Thank you. Absolutely. If we can get someone to share to 100 groups, I'll do my Barack Obama impression.
Please, do you have a
Oh yeah.
I'm
Come
ready.
on, y'all.
Y'all, we have a new goal. I need to hear this Barack Obama impression. Please share. 100 is really nothing.
Yes, get them educated. Get that education today. Yes. Thank you,
Exactly.
Sully. Thank you.
Build up your people. I need this Obama impression, y'all. I think I need this more than I need water today. Please, please get your shares up.
The likes go up. If the shares go up, the Obama impression's coming.
This is a worthwhile goal, everyone. Keep sharing.
Yes,
And
please
make sure that
remember.
you do donate. For those who are able to give cash, for all those colonizers and haters who are watching, go ahead and throw a couple dollars into Build Hammer City. On Cash App, that is hashtag Build Hammer City. On Venmo, that is at Build Hammer City. Put some money into your liberation.
It's not that great, but I get to
Up to $30. They want this impression. Look, we just said we're moving in lockstep with what the people want.
But you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm here for it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's
Another
get those shares up.
$3.
This is turned into something else.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Keep these donations coming. We have a new
Keep
goal of
going.
$400. Y'all met and exceeded that first goal so quickly. We had to bump it up.
Y'all are
Another
also good.
$5 and
Y'all are
share.
all.
Thank you, Chief Friend.
Thank you
Y'all
so
are
much, Chief
messy.
Friend.
Y'all love mess. That's what it is. Oh my
Okay, I
God.
will absolutely do it. I'll do all of it for sure. We'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get those shares up. Keep doing. I know we've exceeded our goal. I've already been doing the maths in my head.
Yes. Share this to your meme groups. Share this to your hair groups. I have a couple of braiding and Black Girl Garden groups. They love to see these. I always get a bunch of hearts when I share our rallies and our revolutionary book traps. So just get into your Facebook groups. Do what you were already doing, but do it for the people. Another
Chief,
$5. Thank you so much, SG. We love you.
thank you so much, SG. Chief Ade, we're at $525.
You know what? I need to be self-critical to everybody who's viewing. I have set up very low expectations of you, and that's not me showing a demonstrated faith in the people. Y'all have higher goals than what I have. $500. Let's keep it going. I think. What do we think, Fatih?
600?
650.
650?
We
650. I like
lowballed it last time,
650.
so let's bump 150 this time. 650.
650.
650
You're
towards your
absolutely right.
liberation.
You're absolutely right. The people said they want to be liberated today.
They want to see this Obama impression.
Land back. Allahu Akbar and land back. Thank you for having me here. I'm so glad that you let a sellout like me come into this room and demonstrate the little bit of colonized unity that I can give. Allahu Akbar, mashallah. Chief Ade, what you think?
Oh my God.
What'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think?
You know what? I'm putting $25 towards Hammer City. That's what I think.
That's what y'all get at Hammer City. I'm going the moment we're ready to go, I'm going, and that's all you'll get. Obama all day.
Thank you. I needed that. I really did.
You know,
You have been possessed. Oh my God. We're going to have to get some nice, cool filtered water from that stream in Hammer City, spray you with it.
I understand. I understand.
The
I am
power
not
of the
like
four
that.
principles compels you. You got to get that out of you.
For sure. Oh my goodness.
We cutting up. All right, we got to
Yeah,
get into our
let's
next read that back.
please, let's get back to this PE. Let's get back to this book trap, y'all. There's so much.
All right, my next read that back is coming from page 39 within the book. Whew. Okay, while our producer gets that pulled up, let's see. I see a couple more people in the comments. Yes, the power of the four principles has to compel you. Get that demon out of you. That impression was a little too good, comrade. A little too good.
I don't know. I was really disappointed with him, and just in order to get a lot of that frustrations out, I started imitating him, and I thought it would be just better if he just came to Black Hammer.
You better be careful. Big as his ears are, he gonna hear you. Okay, let's get into our
Okay,
read that
yes,
back.
let's get into the read that back.
When Frelimo was established in 1962, its aim was to offer the masses an alternative to surrender. Almost the entire Mozambican people rejected colonial domination, but the consciousness of the masses was low, organizational experience almost nil, and the repression strong. In this context, it was a matter of showing that victory is possible through united combat against the enemy, Portuguese colonialism. Ah, I love this because one of the things that we're always trying to demonstrate here in Black Hammer is that the masses are the leadership. You are the true leadership. Like you, the actual proletariat, are the leadership of anything that it is, any revolutionary movement against colonialism. It can only be successful through your unity and really being able to show them this and show them that any power that they wanted to have derived has to come from them. So all they have to do is really have a principled attack against colonialism. And that's exactly what they did within Frelimo. And that's
Yes.
exactly what we're doing here within Black Hammer. All right, next read that back. At a certain juncture, the reactionary forces, feeling they had lost the battle because of the consciousness of the masses, took the side of the Portuguese colonialists. In some instances, designated the target to attack, as in the case of the murder of Comrade President Mondlane, and others in deserting to join openly with the colonialists, or initiating slanderous public campaigns abroad to run down the organization. Does that sound familiar to you?
It absolutely does. It
They
absolutely does.
deserted the masses. They ran back to the colonialists. They created targeted, slanderous campaigns against the people's leadership.
That's
Not,
out of the colonialist playbook. It is,
mm-hmm.
in the sellout playbook. It is unfortunate when you have this disunity with the masses, when you want to move in this way for your own individualistic needs, because they thought that the what Portuguese colonialists would bring them
No,
true
they
revolution.
didn't think that. And that's how we can pull it back to that first read that back. They didn't think that. They saw that the masses, because they were being politically educated by Frelimo, they were being demonstrated that their power come from them. It doesn't have to have consent from these disgusting colonizers. When they saw that, then they obviously materially are going to reject any Africanization of a colonial world. They're not going to want that. And so when those who were fighting for that Africanization weren't getting what they want, the first thing they did was go be feds. The first thing they did was go run back to their white daddies. Ridiculous. And that's exactly what we see with a lot of the sellouts, the white partner havers, the geeks and freaks on Twitter. Like, all they do is the minute that they see that we aren't uniting with exactly what it is that they want, that we have a principled, unwavering stance against colonialism that isn't going to change with trends on Twitter. It's not going to change with fashion trends. It's not going to change at all until we get free. The first thing they do is run back and have unity with the Fed. The first thing they do is run back and have unity with the white enemy, with the colonial power, with the settler, with other sellouts. And they start a targeted, slanderous campaign. As much as, like, it's really amazing to me how little they read, but how much they repeat history. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Lambeck, I do. It's always like I said, like a playbook. And no, you're absolutely right. Full unity with that. It's like the I don't even know what to call it. The willingness to want to do that, and just how quickly. I mean, that's why like our principles of unity are like unmatched, and we have to stay disciplined with them, right? Because we don't want to sow any of those uh, 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 differences, those the things that the
No,
colony wants to put on us about, like like just anything, right? Just to make us
hmm
try to be different, so that we don't have the same this unity with the
exactly.
masses.
And within this struggle, we saw that's what Frelimo was dealing with, like the colony, the Portuguese colonists, and the missionaries themselves were coming in and sowing further disunity within tribal leadership. They would only seek to uphold it as far as it actually like upheld like nasty colonial principles that did not serve the masses, that only made it easier for them to be exploited, easier for them to be stolen from, easier for them to be lied to. Like, period.
Period. Just period. Like mic drop. Yeah, I
Man,
fully unite. I mean, with yeah, again, without the unity of the masses, we are nothing. With when we like move in this sellout,
exactly.
yeah, the sellout way, we
Collective unity,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Collective unity, love, drop,
Drop
hate,
the individualism, no petty blue aspirations, and we serve the masses, not
not
the
the
colony.
colony.
Look,
Period.
they already called it. Me and you are the king and queen of class suicide. This sellout shit is not sweet. It does not get you any further. That new car is tacky, and the apartment that you bought in that gentrified neighborhood is falling the hell apart, and you know it. It's not bringing you any closer to freedom. You are not your ancestors' wildest dream. You are middle management and a pantsuit from Kohl's, and you should want better for yourself and your nation. Period.
Period. I mean, exactly. That aspiration, I would much rather, have gone to school, and do what I want to do for the liberation of our people, of the colonized masses, right? Going to school, to be an educator, so I can, or I wanted to be a math teacher, right? Because I thought that, oh my goodness, it would just be so great if I could represent, Africans in the school, when in fact the school system itself is so
Mm-hmm.
degraded from the colony that it doesn't matter. Those petty blue aspirations don't matter. Rather, I could use all that information and build for the revolution.
Exactly. Like, what good is it to be like, oh gosh, I'm the first Black person in this space? And it's like, good for you. You want a potter's field on land full of your people's bones and unmarked graves. Like, are you proud of yourself? You made a white man $15 million today, but you got that $45 raise. You go, girl. Black excellence. Goodbye. I want to be revolutionary excellence. I want to be excellence to the masses that they can look up to. I want to have the same experience that Frelimo was having within that second chapter, where they had a generation of children who were coming into a world where they weren't feeling colonized, where they never experienced colonization. Being able to come into a exactly, a free experience. We got to talk about this. That's what we're building within Hammer City. That's why it is so important that we donate. It is so important that every action item we take, we have to regard it as a bullet in the chest of white power. Because when you're taking your labor back, it is going to be a slow process. But when you're able to see that light at the end of the tunnel, which is your liberation, which is a life free of colonization, it makes everything so worthwhile.
Land back full unity. That is why Hammer City is so important. So we do have that space to be free, to have an answer for people when we're at outreach who are houseless. We can say, "Come to Hammer City. You are welcome here."
Mhm.
You know,
We've been waiting for you your whole life. You are the leadership that we have been calling on. And I got 200 acres of free land for you to live comfortably on. Whew. All
period.
right. We
Punto.
getting into it. Come on, let's get into your read that back.
For sure. Let's do it. So we still demand of each one of us an internal fight to rid ourselves of anything in our ideas, value systems, and behavior that does not reflect what we need in our area where a new society is under construction. The war's development and national reconstruction demand a transformation from metaphysical reasoning, typical of our traditional society, to scientific and materialist reasoning. The latter is the only form capable of analyzing and changing society and mobilizing nature's laws on our behalf. We need the liberation of the creative energy of the masses who are suffocated by the conservatism and the lethargy of the outdated society. And we need emancipation for women and young people who are dominated by reactionary traditions. A solution to these problems requires of us the formulation of a clear and precise line to guide cadres and militants, destroying the colonial power structure, eliminating exploitative ownership, and evolving individualist forms of production into collective forms, all necessitate that the leadership supply clear and concrete principles and guidelines. Land back.
Land back.
Yes, I fully unite with this PE. Just right, obviously making sure that everything we do is dialectical,
Hmm.
right? Like we have dialectical solutions to the problems that the colony has been causing, right? So, like
Hmm.
when the colony failed during coronavirus, Black Hammer was there to provide nearly 500,000 pieces of PPE, Vanguard
And
units,
counting.
and counting, because we understand, right, that
Hmm.
the colonial structure is crumbling. But I think what's really important to remember is that like that energy that the masses, that energy that the masses have currently stifled. We need that energy, right? It is through
Hmm.
that energy, through that leadership, through that process that we can grow as Vanguard, and like as Vanguard, doing Vanguard things, right? Because we
Hmm.
understand that the people that are out that we serve, they are the next leaders, right? We are the cadres here to build more cadre. So we go out and bring people in. And rather than having like the masses deal with the exhaustive energies of the colony, they can bring that into revolution and come to this organization and build for their people and really um, um, move towards their self determination.
Exactly. And I feel like a key that is kind of lost with uh, at least people here on Turtle Island is that they never moved anarchistically through anything. They had a like very exactly. You see the SG. They had a very clear plan. You have to replicate cadre. You have to educate the masses. You have to identify the need, and you have to create leadership. 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 There is no movement that is successful in an anti colonial standpoint that has moved forward without clearly defined and identified leadership. If you are moving anarchistically, if you are trying to move through a horizontal structure, oh gosh, we're really like a collectivist sort of. Shut up! Shut up! Be a dialectical materialist. Study history and see what's successful. What's successful is having clear cadre, identified leadership, and a plan forward. Because that is the only way that you are going to overcome all of the contradictions that colonialism will throw at you and all the ones that they will create and exacerbate. Because that was an issue that Frelimo was experiencing. The traditional strata of colonialism that had existed within like the early colonial periods, like the 16, 17, 1800s, was not what they were experiencing within the 1970s. They had to be dialectic. They had to be selective with the leadership. They had to develop everybody in every strata that they were planning on overturning, from healthcare to the agricultural system to what it is that they plan to export to the housing crisis, all of which were created by colonialism, and then the tribal issues that were exacerbated by colonialism. They only were able to overcome this through leadership. You must move scientifically. You must move within the dialectic. Exactly. You
Land
see,
back,
pineapple
yes.
pizza.
Land
A-
back.
Anarchy gets you nowhere. Anarchy will get you somewhere. It'll get you shot in the freaking forehead. It'll get you laid out on the streets of Seattle. It'll get you a real pretty memorial with some gorgeous flowers, but it won't get you free.
Land back, full unity, Chief Ade. Yes, I mean, and it is important, like as we build the leadership, right? Like, um, people in our organization understand that. That's why we are doing this revolutionary book trap, the forging the hammers, the rallies to build leadership, right? Everything that we do is leadership building. It is, um, listening to the masses, understanding, moving, using that science, that revolutionary science to um, provide and to work through things and to make sure that we um, yeah, move forward, and like all of that, as we go through the science of criticism and self-criticism is part of building that leadership. We are here to replicate ourselves so that we can be free. you
Hmm.
know
It's a really clear solution forward. Exactly.
I love that.
Colonized leadership births life. Anarchism breeds
Breeds
death.
death. That is beautiful. Yes.
We're not in the business of breeding death. We have to be like Frelimo. We have to take what the colonizer has wrought and build something brand new on top of it. And that's not going to come through the Africanization or like the colonized Persianization of a colonial system. It has to be something completely new. Revolutionary science is the science to lead our people to liberation. You are exactly right, Chief Ama.
Yes, land back. Yes, revolutionary science is a science lead. Yes, absolutely. We see that in everything that we do every day, right? We practice these revolutionary science every moment, right? When we're in a meeting, when we're out, when things go when we're just doing things every day. We have to be disciplined in the way that we move, right? Because like just to connect it back, like without it, we have so much at stake, whether it's the liberation of the people or uh, their lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we ensure that the things that we do are dialectical, excuse me, dialectical, and we move accordingly, right? This metaphysical nonsense that the colony has tried to indoctrinate us with, we understand that it doesn't do anything for us but breeds more colonizers and sellouts.
Exactly. Well, as we move forward into our next chapters, I know that I'm really excited to see how all their agricultural developments and like their medical developments actually lent themselves to to growth because that's what we're trying to do in Hammer City. Like it's not just a matter of resisting the colony, but building a dual contending power that the people can turn to so that they don't have to rely on the colony. So that's what I'm really excited to see moving forward. What about you?
Same here, lamb back, and it's we talk about Hammer City, but like we know that this is for our people. The things that we build for Hammer City are to ultimately for our people, right? The water reverse osmosis filtration system, things that we understand we can get, that we know that poor working class people can get, like to be able to use so that they can build their own self-determination within this crumbling colony. I'm really excited to get into it. This again, there's so much that um, so much struggle on the continent. These Europeans came and
Mm-hmm.
divided our continent to 50 plus colonizing forces, and to understand that whether it be in Mozambique, Yoruba land, Igbo land, Ghana, wherever, that you know we can have unity with these with this writing, because we understand that on the continent, so much so that contradiction is colonialism.
Mm-hmm. The contradiction has always been colonialism. It's the only thing that continues to exacerbate like what were otherwise minor issues that we could have collectively overcome.
Complete unity,
Hmm.
complete unity. But we are
Africa will be free.
Africa will be free.
Hmm.
As long as I step foot on liberated 200 acres of liberated land, Africa will be free. We can do it in Turtle
Hmm.
Island. We can do it in Africa. We can do it in Asia. We can do it in Pachamama. We can do it in every colonized area.
Hmm. A whole world free from colonialism. I really meant when I say it's going to be the shortest period in human history.
Land back,
Hmm.
land back.
All right. I do think we have a couple of announcements before we close this out. So let's get into those.
Yes, my favorite time.
Ooh, okay. Our Tuesday rally, no renegades, all vanguards. We're going to be talking about dual contending education in this one, so you don't want to miss out. That's going to be on Tuesday, June 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in, connect with your hammer near you so you can get that link and hop into the Zoom room with us.
All right, y'all. And Black Hammer, is going to be hosting a panel discussion with Reparations Corps, No Tears Shed for Pigs. It is tomorrow on Memorial Day. We can't let them have their holidays. We have to put a bummer on their holidays, and this is going to change the game. It is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with the fabulous Chief of Curriculum, Chief Oju, and Chief Teray, Chief of Staff of Agitprop.
Ooh, I can't wait for that one.
I can't wait either. It's going to be fun.
Following that, we have our newest news show, which is Hard Targets. It's going to be with Conrad Heron and Chief Cheem. That is going to premiere on June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is going to be amazing. It's going to be on Facebook Live and YouTube. So make sure you tune in and share with your friends. You don't want to miss this debut.
Yes, absolutely. And revolutionary parents, you want your kids to get that revolutionary education? Join the Black Hammer Freedom School. We actually launch our first summer session on June 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want more information, you can email bhcurriculum@protonmail.com or go to tinyurl.com/we all say lamb back. Again, it is Thursday, June 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time from ages 7 to 12. Got to get them youngins educated, get that political education.
Mm-hmm. Build them children up. And then finally, in next week's reading, we are going to be going through chapters 3 through 6. So make sure that you come prepared, come with your read that backs, come with your questions. And we are really excited to keep going through this.
I am super excited. I cannot wait for these next chapters to really deepen the things that we do. You may even see Obama there. Who knows? But I really can't wait to get into it. You won't know unless you come back, right? You
You
won't know
won't
unless you come
know.
back. So make sure you read
Exactly.
those chapters, get those read that backs, and let's really get into it.
And before we close it out, how much did we raise for Hammer City today?
Oh
Let
my
me get that
goodness.
grand total.
Let me get the financial advisors. Hold on there. 530. $530.
$530. Land back.
Lamb back, y'all. Y'all are so amazing. Thank you for everyone who donated. We are poor working class, but y'all understand that we need our liberation today. For Reparations Corps, keep getting those reparations. Hammer City, we need this for our own dictatorship.
Mm-hmm. Over our land, our lives, our labor, and our resources. So make sure that you tune in next week. We are going to be going through those remaining chapters. And we're also going to be setting higher goals for fundraising since y'all keep exceeding everything that we lay out.
Yes, absolutely. Doing Vanguard things. Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's close it out. Let me get a land back in the comments. Land back.
Lamb back, y'all. Thanks for coming.